Greetings, QCS build fans, and wait, hold on, I'm down here. Hey, this is a lot of machine. Welcome to my Threadripper server overhaul. Well, sorta. It's more of a case swap. So this is going to get repurposed for a customer. But what we're going to do is we're going to take all this stuff out and the stuff up front, and we're going to stick it in this big old monster. So this guy here, so this is a Rosewill L45U or 4500U case, 4U rack, and we're going to take everything out of this and we're going to repurpose it for a new 24-core Epic Zen 2 server for a customer because they've got a rack and this will fit perfect. This, you've probably seen it once or twice over the years. It's kind of a janky-ish setup because of this had enough front bays in it, a 5 1/4 bays in it, to where I could get all the hot swaps 3 1/2s in it that I wanted. The issue is, you know, it's not the most ideal for a floor standing desktop just because of breathability. So this guy tends to run, let's see, when all the drives are running plus everything else, it'll usually run 80 degrees C. And this is a 24-core Threadripper in this. And so it does all right, but I do have to keep an eye on it. It does have to stay fairly cool in here. I have to keep it I have to keep the AC set to 70 degrees Fahrenheit all the time. And I've got to keep the fan on because it sits here in this corner. If the fan is not circulating the air, then I'll get a hot spot over in this corner and it'll cause the system to thermal. And that's bad because I'm doing remote backups for clients. So anyways, so this is all going to come out and it's going to go into this bad boy. Now, this, I have wanted one of these for a long time, for years. I have wanted one of these. And I finally have an excuse to buy one. So, yay me. So this is an Anidees Raider XL. So as you can tell, it's the 5 1/4, it's like 12 5 1/4 bays on this. It's technically like I mean, if you sat it on its side, technically it's probably like a 5U case. So it's a chunky boy. It is a big old chunky boy. You can tell it's quite a bit taller than this. And so, but the idea is now I can use this for all my cloud storage and I'll have plenty of drive space to where I can add stuff. Plus I've got all this extra ventilation because you can put 120s on the side, 120s on the opposite side, and we can put 140s up here. Oh yeah, this has got ventilation at the yin-yang. So, and then the other thing we're going to do is this is our Arctic 4U cooler. This is not going to follow this machine. This is going to go into the server and this is going to turn 90 degrees this way, the way it's supposed to be. So that way you can all keep giving me crap about, it's like, was this a mistake? Is this guy joking? No, this was temporary because the Alpha Cool Ice Bear Aurora Pro died in this. And you go back, see the video. I changed out the pump motor and then I refilled it. Well, I left it refilled with, I didn't refill it with glycol. I refilled it with I refilled it with distilled water. Bad idea. because what happened is then all the distilled water permeated into the loop and it was running empty for a couple days, and it didn't hurt the machine, but it kept thermaling again. And so that's why I had to get this guy ASAP, because I needed something that would fit inside this case that would sit on a TR4 SP3 socket. And that was it. The bad thing is yes, it's actually turned the wrong direction. And so it doesn't breathe. It actually does pretty well. I mean, with this configuration, with the cover on it, I mean, 80 degrees C on a big workload, it actually does well. It's not bad at all. But it could be better. So the idea is we're going to put this guy in this, because this has got more than enough room for this. Because we can put a full 140 mil fan in the back of this. Gives us plenty of room to be able to put a Threadripper in this. I have always wanted to do one of these. They've always been, honestly, overpriced for what they are, because they're a single fan, dual tower TR4 cooler. And being a single fan, they're overpriced. You can honestly, although I don't think they make them anymore, but the Arctic Freezer 50 TR is honestly probably a better cooler. I'm not expecting amazing things out of this. If it will hold a 2970WX Threadripper, all-core workload at 3.5 gigs, I'll be happy. I know a Freezer 50 TR will hold it at 4 gigs for about 15 minutes, and then it will start slowly thermal throttling because your ambient just gets to be too high inside the case. But so we'll see. If nothing else, it's going to look really cool inside this case. It's going to be very cool. So, okay. So, you know what I'm going to say? To the bench. Okay. Time to disassemble Johnny 5. that's it. Just a dirty empty case. I'll go blow it out. And then stay tuned for the next video for this guy. Oh Lord, this thing's huge. Let me shut this off so you know how to glare. It's bloody massive. Seriously. I think this is bigger than the Thor case. Honestly, I think it's a hair bigger than that. All right, let's take the side panel off. Let's see what we're working with here. All right. Okay, so see, it says Anidees. So let's see. Oh, it looks like our thing is right there, and then we've got. Oh, that's a hard drive mount on there. Is what that is. That's what this is. This is a big hard drive mount. Oh, that's cool. Not like you don't have enough hard drive storage on this thing. I mean, come on. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 5.25 bays. I mean, come on. You don't think I can get a boat ton of hard drives in that? Oh, I bet you I can get a boat ton of hard drives in that. All right, so this is an expansion card stabilizer, basically. So kind of like a support, but it's more for, back in the day they used to use these for like RAID cards, because some of your RAID controllers used to be huge. So we can take those out. Because I think they're also, in this configuration, I think they're cable trays, or cable management trays. Yep, or cable covers. So yeah, this will do like a full-size HEEB board. So like if you had like a big like dual socket server board, you could put it in here. Which is slightly insane. Just a little. So we got that. So this is a fan tray, but it's also a drive tray. So depending on how you want to configure this, you could like mount drives in here, you could mount fans to the side of this, you can, yeah, this is very, very configurable. I don't know what you want to do. Alright, so I can pop that's off. Ta-da. Cool. Alright, so this is your front. This is this big O giganto thing. And a couple of these came in kind of not quite perfectly flat, which is fine. I think, because this comes in two versions. They make this with a big piece of glass in the front with 3 big, I think they're 140 fans in the front. RGB fans. Or they make it with the 5.25 slats. Or 5.25 bays. And if you're going to use it for a data storage server, 5.25 bays would be kind of ideal. This is kind of cool though. So it's got these little slots right here. And it's got these little slots right here on the side. And they're breather slots. But the air filter actually comes out. So you could leave the air filter in, or you could just take it out completely. But that makes it cool because then it's easy to clean. Because you don't even have to open it up. This just pops on and off. So you could just leave it on and then pop the whole front off, pull these out, clean them every once in a while, and then stick it back in. That's cool. I like that. Oh, okay. And then this is totally modular. This is cool. Okay, so these, they're screwed in. Okay, you got little filters in here. If it were me, I don't know. I think the mesh is fine enough. I don't think you need the filters, honestly. So I would probably just take the little filters out if it were me. Because knowing me, I'm probably going to put fans back behind here anyways. All right, I'll show you the front on this. Because, all right, so right here, so you got these fan plates, so you can mount fans to the inside of this. But then you can take these out and it gives you access for your 5 1/4 bays. So that's super cool. God, talk about crazy amount of modularity on this. And then down here, there's 3.5-inch sleds down there. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Let's get the back off. I like the grommets. Those are cool. That's your USB Type-C right there. Oh, we got extra punch outs down here. So if we want more cable routes, we can punch these out for additional cable routes. Ideal if you had like an HEEB server board in here. So that's cool. All right. It also does say in the manual you could do full liquid cooling in this. It'd be interesting. This is not, just because of its size, it's not a super light case. I think the shipping weight on this was like 40 pounds. Almost. So. There we go. All right, so holy cow. Options, man. Okay, so we've got Type-C, HD audio, front panel, USB 2. Oh, so we got a USB, we can have a new USB header. So if you put a board in here, so like a lot of server boards don't have USB 3 on them. Especially like old Xeon 5 5th gen boards don't. And so you've got a USB 2 header, but then you've got the full USB 3 header on here too. So that's cool. All right, so then we've got two 3.5-inch drive sleds down here. And then we've got a 3.5-inch drive cage here. Which this is removable. And I think this is big enough. I don't think we'd have to necessarily take it out. So, all right, so this is our accessory box. Okay. And this is our other sled. And then, oh, that's cool. Look at that. They're expandable. Oh, that's cool. So you don't have to flex it to be able to get your drive in. You pop your drive in. Here, I got a drive around here somewhere. So you take your drive and you pop it in, and then you just push it and it locks it in. That's slick. I like that. That's very cool. And then you're not flexing it, because over time the plastic usually will get brittle. So then you pull it out, undo your lock down here, slide that open, and it just falls right out. That's cool. I like that. Let me guess. There's a patent. There's got to be a patent number on that, I'm sure. That's cool. I like that. All right, so I'm gonna put these back in here. Okay, there's that. SSD sleds for 2.5 inch. And then you got so many mounting hole configurations and everything. You could totally like mess around and make this into like a big drive sled too. So I mean, you got tons of options. All right, so we got here. So we got our user manual with our breakdown and everything. Cool. We've got all of our screws. And oh, cool. They are individually bagged and identified. I love that. I really love that. You know, for a $300 case, honestly, that should be a given. You'd be surprised how many times that's not a given, but yeah. Cool. I like that. Okay, so first things first. Let's get our power supply in here. Now the way this is set up, you could totally mount this power supply probably, yeah, it's got a reversible bracket on it, so you can mount it either way. No matter which way you want to do it. And then, oh, does that have a removable? Oh, it does. So this actually has a removable mounting bracket. I don't know if we necessarily, even with this big old chunker, I don't even know if we necessarily need to take that bracket out. I think, because it's got like a, oh, look at that. Yeah, see? Because you got these standoffs. There's an anchor back here for it. Oh, that's what that's for. I've seen it before, but this has a Velcro tie-down anchor strap on either side, so that way you could anchor your power supply down. So if you had like a big like 1600 T2 or something, right, and it came, that's actually a little bit bigger than this one, then if you were shipping this thing, it wouldn't flop around in the back, and it would keep it locked in. That's what that's for. We won't need that. So, but still, that's cool. All right, so we can do that, and then we got plenty of room. We may not have to take that out because, I mean, look at, I mean, still, this is all of our power cables, and we can get them all inside this inner tray here pretty easily. So, this thing's awesome. I think this is going to be well worth the money. Honestly, I think this case for this, especially for this kind of use case, I think this is going to be worth the money. Absolutely. Okay, there's power supply. Cool. So what I'm going to do for now, since we've got tons of room to do this. Holy cow. I'm still like super impressed with the amount of just backspacing and room there is in this thing. This is crazy. Okay. go. Yeah, see, this is, you can mount fans to this if you got enough cable management. You can get everything tucked inside here. You can put fans on the inside. So that's cool. So many options. So many configuration options. It's just crazy. Okay, now put our I/O shield in. And put our board in. Now see, this board is tiny. This is a full ATX board. And it is tiny in this case. Let's see, is it right? So this motherboard uses coarse threaded screws. So they use a coarse threaded panhead screw that's flat on the back side. And we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. All right. There's that. And then, all right. So we should get everything else wired, get our motherboard completely wired in before we do the cooler and everything. So, all right. Well, that's going to be basically it for now. Let's see. We're going to need this guy out. That's going to be video card. Move this one over here because we're not going to use that slot. Now, one cool thing about this is if you had, say you had like 3090 Ti's, because those would still have the SLI capability on them, you could put a 3090 here, you could put one here, and then you could probably take this off and put another one down here with a riser card. You could probably do, well, you could, if you had RTX cards, like RTX 6000, 4000 cards, then they would just come straight out and they're 2U and you could do 4 of them super easily on this board. That'd be cool. For all you AI nerds out there. Not I, said Brown Cow. Definitely not my thing. Take that one out. And then one more. So that's for our RAID controller. Okay. Ta-da! Cool. We're basically prepped. All right, now we can wire it up for power. motherboard's all wired. So at this point, I've got tons of room inside this case. So I'm going to wait to wire in the front I/O on this. And I'm going to go ahead and put my cards in, except for the RAID controller, because the RAID controller goes down here on the bottom anyways. And so that'll leave me room to be able to plug everything in down here.
Okay, that is the end of part 1. We're going to stop it there because the video is starting to get a little on the long side. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you see part 2 and the finale, because this is where we're going to get to. And at time of editing and filming and uploading and everything, if I don't catch you before the end of November 2025, have a lovely Thanksgiving here in the US of A, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.